Hello and welcome to Coffee is for Closers. I'm your host, Tim Brigham, and man, back to back. Not only did we just finish an episode with a president-elect, we've decided to upgrade again. We now have a current president. With me is an incredible leader in the industry. She's done a fantastic job, absolutely crushed a Legends panel with some of the top producing women in Chicago. With me today is Tiffany Jimenez, the current 2026 Women's Council of Realtors Chicago president.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
So I know you, and I love you. I think you're amazing. I think you're an incredible leader. But for the audience, will you please explain who you are?
Well, my name is Tiffany Jimenez. I am a realtor and 2026 president for the Women's Council of Realtors Chicago. I am a wife, I am a mother, and I am a philanthropist by nature.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Let's start there. Tell me about your philanthropy.
So I love to give back to the community. It's something that's near and dear to my heart. I also coach and manage and play for a women's softball team. Girls from the age of 18 and up. And I use that to not only just de-stress, but also as a form of mentorship for the younger generation that's coming.
It's so needed. It's so needed. My sons are in sports right now, and we know it's important. But when you're a part of that coach, player relationship, there's a special bond there.
There is.
Special ounce of, respect, right? Of okay, coach, that's pretty cool.
And I have girls reaching out, asking me questions now about personal goals and should they do this or should they do that? Or if I see something, I'm like, hey, so it's not just on and off the field, but actually teaching them that these are real life lessons that you learn on the field that you can implement into your life.
I think it's important that when we go through something, maybe a failure, that we give it the proper respect. I think it's one of the hardest lessons in life is that maybe you lost, so that way later in life you can teach somebody what not to do or what it feels like to lose, right? And it's kind of like making it count for something. Yeah,
definitely taking ownership of it as well. And what is the lesson that needed to be learned in the moment? Because there's always a lesson to be learned.
If my son watches this, he's rolling his eyes right now because that's all I do is teach him about how to do better. I love it. I think that there's a lot of synergy there with coaching clients and making sure that you're staying in the most important thing they're ever going to do in their life and what to look out for. How did you become a realtor? Like, how did you get in the industry?
So I actually was a loan originator. That's where I originally started back in 04, 05. Before you had to take a test.
Wow, yeah. Good old days.
Yeah, good old days. And then I stayed in right until the 08, 09 market crash hit. Then I took a break, worked for a marketing company, and then I came back and decided to get my real estate license.
Okay, so 08, 09.
Yeah,
wow.
Fun times.
It's weird. Jeff, who's with me on my team, he's in the next office over. He started his career in end of 07 into 08. It's every time somebody mentions that, I think we both kind of shiver a little bit because it was awful. But I think I have the utmost respect for you just because I don't know anything more than what you just said. And that means that you're one of us, and we've been through some things.
Yeah, we have our stripes. We've earned our stripes, right? We have those tiger stripes going. And I feel like when anyone says, yeah, I got in before 08, it's like, okay, I see you. I know you.
So it's interesting. I hear realtors or loan officers even say how hard it is right now because of, right? You instantly laugh. You go, it's not hard.
It's not.
I think coming off of COVID, I think we all got ruined because it was easy for so long that we had to be reminded and kind of retooled a little bit, refined. Yeah. What do you compare? First off, do you think this market is hard, and how do you compare it to 08? What do you think the differences are?
So, no, I don't think the market is hard. I believe that you have to have a plan and a strategy for every market. You also have to be adaptable and willing to shift. So the market is ever changing. Every day when we wake up, it's a different market. You just need to know your plan of attack. Mm-hmm. Comparing it to 08 has had a different set of challenges. there were lenders and realtors that were completely wiped out of the business. They lost everything, right? Yeah. That's not the market that we are in. Yes, it's also not the COVID market. I think a lot of agents came in right when COVID hit and the business was rolling and it was easy because interest rates were lower and there was a lot more buyers in the market, right? So it gave this facade that being in this industry was easy. Yeah. You could turn a quick profit, and now you're driving this flashy car and you're going out to these fancy dinners and it's just all fun and games. It's real work. You have to get up and work every single day.
I think a lot of people mistake how easy it was as a skill set. Yes. Right? And it's like when you finally, the curtain gets pulled away and you see what you're capable of, it's almost overnight where you realize you actually don't know how to do this.
Right.
And it requires a certain level of grit that if you come from 08, we have a language that we speak. We have almost like a nod of like, oh, you come from that? Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's not what you think. Excuses were everywhere to fail. It was easy to fail. It would almost make sense, and nobody would doubt you or judge you for it. It was the ones that found success during that period where you went, oh wow, how did you do that? Right. So when you compare it to now, it's like, this isn't hard. Pick up your phone. Make some phone calls. Go meet some people.
Pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone.
Yeah. It is. It sounds so rudimentary and it's so cliche, but it's the truth. You know how many times I will call an agent and they don't answer the phone and they don't have a voicemail? It doesn't even say who it is.
It's like, you've reached
what?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Please leave a message. It's horrible.
Or their voicemail says, I do not return calls. Text me. And I'm like, okay, I mean, sure, that's
Between
fine.
the hours of 9 and 5.
It's wild. Real estate doesn't work like that. I mean, you have to be available at all times. What do you think? What do you think helps you from weight right now? What do you think? What makes you different than the others?
Grit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I don't recreate the wheel. I get up every morning and from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., it's in my calendar, money-making activities only.
Let's go. I love it.
That's it. So I'm not checking email. I'm not returning text messages at the moment. I'm checking on current clients who are under contract and are getting ready to close, buyers that need to go out. Maybe I need to write a contract. Whatever is going to work on bringing in money that day or that week. And then every day at the same time I'm doing, and that's a non-negotiable.
I love it. That's powerful. For anybody listening to this, non-negotiables.
Yes.
Right? Focusing on money-making activities. I talk to people every once in a while and I'm like, are we talking about yesterday's money? Is that what we're talking about right now? Because what are we talking about today? What are we going to do today? Because you got to show up to the job and generate some transactions. You got to generate some business. But if you get one deal under contract and that's what you obsess about every single day until it closes, you're going to wake up unemployed as soon as it closes.
Right.
You got to start over.
Right.
Right. What do you think? Give me some examples of your non-negotiables. Like what do you think an agent may consider outside of calling on deals in contract? What do you do when you find your business in a lull?
So I always go back and assess and double down on whatever I had success with prior. Again, not recreating the wheel. For me, I know that social media and putting out social media content, it provides leads for me. There's no cost to it, right? It's just putting out and being consistent. So then I'll double down on that and I'll make sure that plan of attack is in there. Calling my past clients during that time, checking in with current clients and just letting them know, hey, I'm here. Do you need anything? Oh, and then normally out of that just organically comes, hey, my cousin is looking to buy a house or this or that. And now you're just adding that step in and following up with them. Non-negotiables for me, again, I live by my calendar.
Love it.
Live by my calendar. So if you're not in the calendar, it's not happening.
Yeah, it's incredible how many people I run into. They're like, yeah, I want to do that. I just don't know how to do it. It's like, okay, let's figure out what was the activity that made you the most money, and then where are we going to put that in your calendar?
Yes.
When that hits, you're not doing anything else. You just do that. Now, you can't do the same activity every single day. You want to, change it up from time to time. Right? So that you're hitting all the things that you know you're supposed to do. So if you're posting on social media, when are you creating it? It's not during money-making activities. It's during the time that's not that.
It's during the calendar block where it says create your social media, right? So you have to create it in advance before you implement it. It's not, today I'm going to work on posting on social media, but I don't know what to post, and now I got to go find out what to post, and now I got to find a photo to post. You've just wasted your entire hour doing the front end work that you needed to do at a different allotted time. So that has to have its own time block.
Yeah. And then it comes down to tracking.
Yes.
Right? It comes down to, you have to track what you're doing. And that's where it becomes something that most people quit, because they don't want to know the answers. Well, you don't get it. You don't understand. Oh, I don't. Okay.
Yeah.
I promise you, if anybody gets it, it's me. One of my coaches said to me one time, he goes, I was showing him this video. We did this really cool video, right? It was like, check this out. Isn't this cool? And he goes, show me that this made you money. And I went, wait, what? He goes, no. Show me that this made you money. Like how, it's a great video. It's really cool. Show me that what was the result? And I couldn't answer that question. That's the honesty, right? And
some things are just passion projects, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But by utilizing your calendar, by knowing what you're doing every day, that starts your tracking of what you're doing. And does this work? I also believe one of the main and one of my quotes that my children it will roll right off their tongue if you ask them what's mom's quote: consistency is key.
Yeah.
Being consistent.
Love it.
And I will always bring it back to, were you consistent? Not for one day, not for 5 days. How many days did you actually do this activity to be able to say this works or does not work?
Mm-hmm. Having a time frame too. Give it 6 months, not 6 days.
Yeah, I think we live in a world right now where everybody wants instant gratification.
Mm-hmm. And
that's where they lack the consistency and the accountability of it. In real estate, it's not instant gratification. You have to put in the work every single day and see it through to the end.
So how did you learn how to keep yourself accountable? Like what it sounds like you developed some systems. How did you learn how to do that?
I did. I would say my first mentor, coach, back when I was a loan originator, I saw how he operated, and I took it all in. And over time, he, I would say, trained me to be accountable, right? Like, mistakes are going to happen, own up to them, accept accountability, figure out why it happened, and then figure out a solution. So I have been trained to see the problem, but also be able to provide an immediate solution for it so that we can just tackle it and keep moving forward. I think that's kind of where I learned that.
Get a coach.
Get a coach. Be coachable. You have to be coachable. You can get a coach, but if you are not coachable, if you won't accept the constructive, I'm going to say feedback, because everybody hates the criticism word. If you cannot accept constructive feedback, you are doing yourself and your coach a disservice.
Yeah. Find somebody that's doing something that you're not doing, right? And ask for honest feedback.
Yes.
Right? If you want to get to a place that someone else is, I have yet to meet a top producer. You might not like the way they say it to you, right? Because there's different personalities, right? But I know I have yet to meet a top producer that won't tell you the truth, right to your face. And it's like, yeah, it's going to sting a little bit, but going back to what you said, grit requires a backbone. You have to be able to understand that this person is sharing it out of love and also the mistakes that they have made, right? Yeah. Full circle.
For newer agents, you can save yourself a lot of time and pain if you just learn from what your coach or any agent that's willing to pour into you. If they tell you something, it's because they went through it. So why wouldn't you want to save yourself the time and the pain of recreating that same mistake when they've already told you this doesn't work, take this approach, do this?
If somebody was listening to this and they want to reach out to you to maybe balance that out, would that be something you're willing to?
Oh, of course.
Here, let's do. Yeah. Listen, take her up on it. She's incredible at what she does. And you're the current president of WCR Chicago.
Yes.
Tell me about that. What's going on with WCR?
So we have an amazing year planned ahead. We have our events calendar out. We're actually have a networking event that's coming up in February. So February 26th, it's going to be at the Merchandise Mart.
Nice.
Yeah, fun. We are really want to just pour into our membership, provide education, tangible things that the membership can implement into their business is very important to us this year. So you can see that each event that you attend this year, you're going to walk away with a tangible thing that you can implement directly into your business.
You're not bringing any motivational speakers?
No. If I have to attend one more listen, that's not what we need.
Yeah, agreed.
Agents in all categories, new agents, top producers. For me, I just need the facts. Tell me what to do so that I can go do it. I don't want to waste my time, an hour, 2 hours at an event, and it's like, you can do it. Hey, this is going to be a great year. Yeah, it is. But what do I need to do in order to make that a great year? What can I do right now? And I think for most agents, it's going to be, what's the thing that they can do and implement that doesn't cost them so much, because a lot of agents are trying to stay, and save and do it that way. And then so that they can build on that. So what is something that they can implement in their business immediately and that it can start showing and producing the data?
So you being involved with multiple organizations, because I think you wasn't just WCR. Prior to this, you were involved with another one as well?
Yeah, I sat on the NARB Chicago board, so the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. I was their events director, secretary, and treasurer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then I also sat on the Chicago Association of Realtors Foundation as a trustee.
Wow.
Yeah.
So someone like you who's a busy mom, who's got coaching and all this other stuff you need to do, and you've got a client, requirements to handle your clients, go out to showings, do all those things, you've probably got a pretty busy schedule.
Yes.
So you must have seen value in getting involved with these organizations. And what you're saying, if somebody's listening to this, they probably need to reconsider if they aren't a part of something, right?
Yes.
Getting real value from people. We went to a car event recently, and I just was blown away. I mean, it's an open book. They're just giving everything away, right? And it's something that, with a large audience, you hope that at least one person actually implements.
Yes.
Right? That's you have to go out and actually do it.
You do.
And I think that if motivation is your problem, you might have a bigger challenge on your hands than tactics, right?
Yes.
You have to stay motivated. That's like a prerequisite. You can't teach that. It
comes from within.
I hear getting a coach, start to maybe revisit some social media stuff, right? Get involved in an organization. What else can you share that's live? How do you feel about agents, and if they want to get involved in their local markets? Like I see some that are hyper local. Do you recommend it?
So definitely. I see a lot of agents, newer agents, get into the business and they want to market everywhere. Illinois as a whole, right?
Yeah,
the entire state. I'm going to go everywhere. I'm going to drive 2 hours.
Go to Springfield.
I'm going to go to Peoria.
Right,
and it's like,
right.
No, you are going to burn yourself out before you even get started by doing that. I would recommend picking 1 or 2 areas and becoming hyper, focused on those areas.
Okay.
Learn the data, become the expert. There's going to be other agents in that area, and that's fine. You're not going to do everything the same as that agent is doing, and work on getting your face out there, attend community meetings, go to community events. There's so many, join the Facebook group for that area. There's so many different ways to become, that market expert, and that's what I would recommend doing. And then once you do that, work on branching out and seeing how you're going to add those markets in. But I would definitely just focus on 1 or 2 markets.
And then track it. And then get it to a place where the activity that you're doing, if you go to a local event, give it 6 months of going and doing it. And if you're getting results out of it, double down.
Yes.
But if you're not getting results out of it,
move on.
It's either you or move on.
Yes.
Right? And that's where the coach comes in.
Yes.
It's huge. It's huge. As we look at 2026, what do you think is going to happen?
I think 2026 is going to be very, very busy. I see a lot of things changing. We can already tell. I've seen a shift already in buyers and also sellers just feeling a little bit more confident. So I believe that the market is it's going to be a busy time for real estate.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, Dan Habib came on the show and he showed a stat of housing starts, right, where new households being created, and it fell off a cliff. All of a sudden, we get out of COVID and people just decided they were going to live together instead of creating those 2 households. And it has to run a course at some point.
Yeah.
The brother and sister move in together. Eventually, you just can't. Or living with your parents. Eventually, you got to get out.
Yeah.
Right. And I think we're starting to see a lot of that hit the market. Lawrence Yun was talking about he thinks 14% of existing homes are going to be, increased for sales.
Yes.
Like that's wild numbers.
I don't even think everyone even understands how wild that stat is.
Right.
Like, you have to get your calendar in order. You have to get your systems in order, because if not, you're kind of already behind the 8 ball here, because it's starting to take off already and it's going to get busy. And you don't want to just be that agent that's in survival mode all the time. Like, I'm just handling the fires of the day to day with no plan. You have to have a plan of attack for the day and know what you're doing.
Proactive versus reactive.
Always,
right?
Always.
So let's talk about you. So where do you focus? Where you're saying hyperlocal? Is that something you do yourself?
I do. So primarily right now, I am Bridgeport, McKinley Park, South Loop area, and South Suburbs, just because that's where I am most of the time.
Okay.
And it's easier for me to kind of tackle the markets that I'm in all the time. I live there, I know the area, and I'm focused on it. So yeah.
What do you do when somebody wants to go outside those areas? Like, it's going to take you 2 hours, but maybe you get a contract, right? It's like, okay, well, I get a contract in 2 hours. I'm good with that.
So first, if it's over about an hour and a half, I probably am going to refer it out.
Oh, wow.
Just because you have to assess what does your time look like? What is your time worth? Right? Yeah. That's the most important thing. What is your time worth? Not that the client is not worth your time. I think there's it's not what you mean. But here I'm going to spend an hour and a half driving there. We're going to spend an hour and a half looking at houses. And then maybe coming back during rush hour, it's like now 2.5 hours. So you're talking about one entire day that I am spending when I can probably spend that same amount of time doing other things that are going to keep the business flowing and keep the business moving. And I can just refer it out to a client who's already out, to an agent that's already out there, refer the client out, and they're willing to take them out and get it done even quicker. Let's be collaborative.
Yeah. It's the best thing you could say, because one, if it's a market that you're not in, I love having a client who doesn't have an agent, and I start calling and interviewing agents. It's like, okay, I don't know anybody out there. You don't either? Great. Let me make some phone calls.
Right.
And I already have an assessment of who this client is and what they want, and I'm protective of them.
Correct.
I want to make sure that they're getting service properly. It's not pushing it off. It's just I don't want them to call some rando, and like all of a sudden now I got to deal with this person who they've closed one deal in the last year, and they're going to screw up the transaction.
Yeah.
Right. And it's
who you work with matters.
Yeah, 100%. And I love what you said. It's not that you don't care about them. It actually is that you care about them that much.
Right.
You want to make sure they're with the expert in that area who's going to do a good job for them, and you're still going to hold their hand. Right. You're still there as a resource. But now, if you've got this calendar built out, how are you ever going to do the calendar?
Where are you fitting them in?
Right. You can't fit 4 hours into your calendar. You're going to disrupt a whole bunch of stuff, and then you're going to miss that one opportunity that maybe you got this client handled, and there was another one waiting for your phone call at the same time. Right.
I think a lot of agents do it out of need. And just because they might say, oh, I don't want to share the commission. But again, you are building a referral base, and take the referral fee and continue working in your business and on your business. And your pipeline is going to be so full that referring it out is going to make the most sense.
Yeah, 100%. So let's talk about Chicago specifically. So I'm sure, you've got a lot of data at your disposal, and you're an expert in the markets that you just said, right? And those are very specific and niche markets that are incredible and kind of the heart of Chicago. Arguably one of the hearts of Chicago, right? What do you see in regards to, the national news talks about some crazy stuff. It talks about Chicago's crime and all these other things. Are you still seeing people happy and excited to be in Chicago? Are any arguments against what we're hearing in the news?
Don't watch the news.
Okay.
I personally try not to watch the news. I find it very negative.
Yeah.
And it's just, it doesn't do well for me personally. So I pretty much try to stay away from the news. Chicago is one of the best cities in the world.
Yeah. Amen. Amen.
I'm born and raised in Chicago, lived on different north side, south side, and it is an amazing city. I feel like the news likes to focus on the negative, and they pull the negative things that happened. Crime is everywhere. It's not just in one specific area, state. It's everywhere. So just being aware of what you're doing, aware of your surroundings, again, everywhere that you go. But Chicago is the best city in the world. Come on.
I know. I come here, and the people here are so incredible. They're so welcoming, and they get such a bad rap because, yes, with this many people, sure, there's going to be an incident that happened somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, got it. But you just ignored all the positive things that are happening in Chicago, and the data tells us that we have record demand. There's plenty of people wanting to come to Chicago, and I think one of the stats I saw was crime was down 35% in some markets. We've got some massive improvements, and we have all these wonderful organizations that are community focused,
yes,
right? Try to empower young women to make something of themselves.
Yes.
Let's say that there was a young woman who was thinking about becoming a realtor. What would you say to them today?
I would say do it. Do it scared. You don't have to have it all figured out. Definitely join Women's Council of Realtors Chicago.
Yep.
Again, it is where I found my group of coaches and my mentors. They will tell me, nope, you're wrong. You shouldn't have done that. Go and apologize. Go do this. Go do that. It's the accountability and that tough love, but it's love. And I think that that's the biggest challenge that we have in the industry, is that we think someone holding us accountable is them, treating us in a negative way or making us feel some type of way. That's love. That's love. And that's because that person sees something in you and wants to help you grow.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yes,
right?
Definitely. And it's not easy.
No.
Sometimes you gotta it's a tough pill to swallow.
Listen, I'm Portuguese, right? And it comes out every once in a while. It's hard. It's hard when somebody comes at you and you're like, instinctually you want to respond negatively.
Right.
But if you think about who it is that's saying it to you, maybe it's out of pure love. Maybe it's out of respect because they want you to win, right?
Yes.
Listen, if you're listening to this and questioning what happens next, whether you're successful or in wanting to scale, or you're figuring out 2026, get somebody in your corner. There are plenty of organizations that would love to go, come here, let's figure this out together.
Yeah. And I think
good.
By getting involved, it happens organically. Sitting at home, I think COVID has gotten everybody to just sit at home in their home office and they don't want to get out. By joining the organizations that I did and volunteering and being in the rooms, and also being in the rooms where decisions are making place and being a part of those conversations, I've received so many mentors and coaches organically. I didn't have to go look for a coach. They're just there. So you have to get involved, and then you're going to reap the benefits of being,
I love it. I love it. This is why at a Legends conference with a blizzard, we had 57 people show up when we thought it was going to be dead. We thought not only did every single panelist show up, dressed the nines, you ladies killed it, and we had a packed room. We had a full room of people during a snowstorm, which is, it's obvious why, because you have so much to bring to the industry. I can't thank you enough for coming on today.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Thank you, Tim.